Hey guys, this is Nathan at Kitten Equipment Company. I'm doing another video today. Nice cold October day coming into hunting season, so I figured it would only be good to go over one of our more popular UTVs we have here that we have a lot of people who hunt, a lot of people who just do farm work, even the guys who do trail riding. They really like these Cub Cadet Challengers, and we've had them for, we've probably been selling the Challenger, the Cub Cadet UTV in general, for more than 10 years, just as long as we've had Cub. And this Challenger, this is the newest version of the new version. So they have the MX750 now, which is, this one's a MX750 EPS power steering. So it's got a lot of new features, but even the new Challenger has a lot of cool standard features. It's got things like your standard winch already installed, just a push button electric winch. It's got a new nice leather stitched seat, and they've had this nice bench seat for years where you're not stuck in a bucket seat with a harness to climb in and out of. It's a nice, you know, work oriented machine where you can easily get in and out of this thing. But nice new stitched leather. We've got our standard equipment here. You're already set up with LED headlights, hazard lights, turn signals. It's road legal out of the box, county road legal. Horn, four-wheel drive is push button. Let's see if we can see this. Push button four-wheel drive, push button front and rear locking differential. And there's your winch control right next to everything. If you notice, the floor is nice and clear. You can get in and out of it and walk through it without any junk sitting down on the floor. Everything's up in the dash. So you've got nice storage area, you've got glove box, your shifter, everything's up out of the dash, and you've got a digital dash display here, which is pretty cool. It goes over, you know, obviously tack, fuel, engine gauge, and then you've got an electronic module that tells you which differential is locked and if you are or not in four-wheel drive, which is pretty cool. And then you've got a mile or kilometer selector and so on and so forth. Tilt steering, that's in there. That's just a little gas piston tilt steering. Headrests are already installed, but there's also a lot of extra stuff. Cub Cadet kind of went crazy with the accessories. You can completely close this cab off. There's 3 or 4 different windshields, rear glass or polymer. And you've got a heater control, so and all that stuff is actually removable. So you could put a cab on this thing, and then summertime comes around, you just take the doors off, take the windshield or the rear windshield out, and you've got it set up for summer. So pretty quickly can do that. You've got a nice big bed here with tie downs included, steel tie downs. It is an opening bed with a tailgate, and it's a dump bed. So everything's in there. I'll have to look at the official bed capacity, but it's pretty hefty. I've got a lot of customers who will do, I don't know, they run these things out in the woods, they bring corn out to deer and do all that. We've got a 40 horsepower EFI fuel injected engine, and everything's really accessible. You open up the seat to get to the front half, and just like normal on these, it's a center mounted, so nice good low center of gravity. Fully adjustable suspension all the way around. It's got an absurd amount of suspension travel. Skid plates included, if you can see those. So we've got our rear skid plates and front skid plates. Here's your rear hitch. It's already on there. There it is. 1,200 pound towing capacity. We'll probably do some driving on this thing too. Nice big ATV tires. And then look, front hitch. Front hitch is also included. So they make a few different versions of these. This is kind of the nicest, biggest version. It's the 750 with power steering. You can also get a 550, which is basically built the same way. Identical, just has a little bit less horsepower. I think it's at 25 or something like that. So it's just a 550cc version of the 750cc. And then they have one we haven't seen yet, but we should see this year, called a Fighter. And that Fighter is basically the same as this, but kind of stripped down. So you got the same engine and transmission options. You've got the same frame and the same wheels and tires, same bed, but they strip the cab down. They kind of get it a little more budget oriented. And those things you can get for, I think they start at 12 or 13 grand now. What am I doing wrong? Safety control. There's that gas piston down there. Oh, I just wasn't pulling hard enough. So, let's do some driving. See if I can do this thing with one hand. It's kind of an interesting engine. It is a 750cc single cylinder 5-valve. So it's got a unique sound. It's really not too loud at an idle, but if you really kind of get it up there, if you look at revs to 7,500 RPM, pretty sporty. We'll use high range today. So, it's a lot more peppy than what I'm used to. You know, I used to run, my grandpa has a little heavy duty steel slow machine. This guy is quick. So this will do about 45 miles an hour and it will get up to that pretty quickly. All your, you know, whether you're working or you're hooning this thing around in the woods, it'll do it. We have 2 of these left in stock, plus this one. I guess 3 total, but this one's not yet for sale because we're using it for test drives again. Come and see us. Oh, I didn't even say the most important thing. You can get this guy for like 15 grand, which is a lot less than what you might find out in that $25,000 to $30,000 full-size absurd market that we're seeing these days for these things, and we have them in stock. So come and see us. Kit and Equipment Company, Independence, Kentucky, 859-356-9091, Cub Cadet Elite Dealer. Thanks, guys.